Hi, welcome to Vidya Vikasam, your guide to personal growth and career success. Explore knowledge and opportunities designed to empower you. Subscribe now to begin your journey of learning and transformation. Together, let's achieve Vidya Vikasam. Welcome to episode 25 of the Interview Mastery series. One of the most common questions in interviews is, tell me about your academic project. Unfortunately, many students spend months completing excellent projects but fail to present them effectively during interviews. In this episode, I will show you how to transform your academic projects into an interview winning story. Many students believe that interviewers are evaluating the technical details of their project. That's not entirely true. Interviewers want to understand how you think, solve problems, analyze situations, work with others, and communicate your ideas. Every project provides evidence of important employability skills. Recruiters look beyond the project title. They look for your contribution, your decision making, and your ability to apply classroom learning to real world situations. Students often make three mistakes. They explain every chapter of the report. They speak only about the team's work and they forget to explain their own contribution. Interviews are about you, not your report. To answer confidently, remember the project framework. This simple 7-step approach helps you present your project logically and professionally. Explain what problem did the organization face. Why was the project important? What did you want to achieve? Exactly what was your responsibility? Explain how you executed the project, your contribution, your learning. Now, let me show you how a strong interview answer sounds. Imagine that the interviewer asks you, tell me about your academic project. A confident response could be like this. My project focused on improving customer retention for a retail organization. The problem we identified was that many customers were not returning after their first purchase, affecting repeat business and long term revenue. The objective of our project was to understand the reasons for customer attrition and recommend strategies to improve retention. My specific responsibility was to design the customer survey, collect data from over 200 respondents, analyze the findings using Excel, and prepare the final recommendations. Based on our analysis, we found that delayed customer support and the absence of a loyalty program were major reasons for customers switching to competitors. Our recommendations included introducing a structured loyalty program, improving response time, and enhancing customer engagement through personalized communication. This project helped me strengthen my analytical thinking, data interpretation, teamwork, presentation, and problem solving skills. More importantly, it taught me how business decisions should always be based on evidence rather than assumptions. This type of answer is structured, professional, and demonstrates not only what you did but also what you learned. Never stop preparing after your first answer. Interviewers almost always ask follow up questions. Every project develops multiple employability skills. Make sure you explain those skills during the interview. Before we conclude, let me share 5 practical tips that can immediately improve the way you present your academic project during interviews. Tip 1. Know your project. Know your project thoroughly. Don't limit yourself to reading only your assigned section. Understand the project's objective, methodology, findings, recommendations, and conclusion. An interviewer may ask questions from any part of the project. So, your confidence comes from complete understanding. Second, know your role. Be very clear about your individual contribution. Avoid saying, "We did this" throughout your answer. Instead, explain what you specifically contributed. Perhaps you collected data, conducted surveys, analyzed results, prepared the report, or presented the findings. Interviewers want to assess your capabilities, not just the team's performance. Third, use numbers. Whenever possible, use numbers to make your answer more credible. For example, instead of saying we conducted a survey, say we collected response from 250 participants. Instead of saying sales improved, say our recommendations had the potential to improve customer retention by 15%. Numbers make your answer more convincing and memorable. Fourth, focus on results. Always highlight the outcome of your project. What did your analysis reveal? What recommendations did you make? How could the organization benefit? Interviewers appreciate candidates who think about business impact rather than simply completing an academic assignment. Finally, explain your learning. Explain what the project taught you. Every project develops valuable professional skills: analytical thinking, teamwork, communication, problem solving, time management, and presentation skills. These are exactly the competencies employers look for. End your answer by explaining how the experience has prepared you for the corporate world. Remember, your academic project is much more than a report submitted for evaluation. It is a powerful demonstration of your knowledge, skills, and potential. Present it confidently, and it can become one of your strongest advantages during an interview. As we come to the end of this episode, let us quickly revisit the most important lessons that you should carry into your next interview. Projects tell your story. Your academic projects is much more than an assignment submitted to earn academic credits. It reflects your ability to identify a problem, analyze information, work collaboratively, think critically, and propose meaningful solutions. Every project tells a story about your capabilities. During an interview, your responsibility is to tell that story effectively. Focus on your contribution. One of the biggest mistakes students make is speaking only about what the team accomplished. Remember, interviewers are evaluating you as an individual. Clearly explain your role, your responsibilities, the decision you made, the challenges you handled, and the value you added to the project. This demonstrates ownership, accountability, and confidence. Show business impact. Whenever possible, explain how your project created value. Did it improve efficiency? Did it solve a customer problem? Did it reduce cost? Did it increase customer satisfaction? Even if your recommendations were not implemented, explain the potential impact they could have had. Employers appreciate candidates who understand business outcomes rather than just academic processes. Highlight your learning. Every project is a learning experience. Beyond the technical knowledge, think about the professional skills you developed: analytical thinking, communication, teamwork, leadership, problem solving, presentation skills, and time management. These competencies are highly valued by recruiters and should form an important part of your answer. Speak with confidence. Finally, confidence comes from preparation. If you understand your project thoroughly and present it in a structured and logical manner, you will naturally sound more convincing. Remember, confidence is not about speaking loudly. It's about speaking with clarity, conviction, and authenticity. Final summary. If you remember only one thing from today's episode, let it be this: your project does not get you selected. Your ability to explain your project professionally is what creates a lasting impression. When you transform your academic project into a story of problem solving, contribution, impact, and learning, you demonstrate the qualities that employers are looking for in future professionals. Remember, an academic project is much more than a university requirement. It demonstrates your ability to analyze problems, work in teams, make decisions, communicate effectively, and deliver meaningful outcomes. When you present your project as a story of learning and contribution, rather than simply describing a report, you create a lasting impression on interviewers. Thank you for joining me for episode 25 of the Interview Mastery series. One question has the power to make or break your interview. Why should we hire you? In our next episode, we will learn how to answer this confidently, professionally, and persuasively using a simple framework that highlights your strengths without sounding overconfident. Until then, keep learning, keep preparing, and keep believing in your potential. Thank you for watching. I will see you in episode 26.